going on, CDL fans? The day has finally come. Opening day of the regular season for the CDL Pro teams. Not the D League. I mean, you will see one D League game today, but it's their third game day. But opening day for the professionals. Going to see a lot more defensive aspect. If you're new to the whole sport and you saw the two D League games that took place earlier in the this season, a couple of days ago or whatnot, you'll notice that a lot of the flips, they come quick. It's kind of here today you'll see what makes the CDL so great. And really, I mean, I'm speaking the truth. It's the pro league. The whole defensive aspect of a car getting hit and not going down comes into effect here, and I'll tell you right now, it's fun to watch. At least it is for me and a few others. So if you want to join us weird people, anyways, but yeah, if you want to join us at Car Demolition League on Facebook, you can find us, like us, and of course not every single game is going to be on here, so I'm going to make a list of all the games happening, all the ones on this vid, all the ones that you can request on Facebook at Car Demolition League, like I just told you. So if you're going to have a favorite team or something like that and you want to follow them, by all means. And spoiler alert, all the scores will be coming up after the game day, from the whole game day. So if you're like, oh my god, my team's not in the video, and I want to see him play, but I don't want to get it spoiled on me. Well, then after our main event, which is Philadelphia and San Jose, you might want to cut the video off and request that vid of yours. So just keep that in mind and roll with it that way. So but a lot of great games. Los Angeles at Buffalo, or my bad, Buffalo at Los Angeles. My apologies. Season opener for the world champion Los Angeles Blades. Definitely one to look forward to there. And of course, Philadelphia taking on San Jose. Hartford takes on San Diego. San Francisco taking on Boston. And when I talk about defense, right? Bandetta and Black Bullet 1. If that matchup happens, we could have a very long game day on our hands just from that one game. So keep that in mind. But nonetheless, going to be a fun one here, and it's opening day. It's just I'm ready to go, man. Just ready to get it done and do it. So that being said, let's get you to it. Opening day of the Car Demolition League's 2015 season. The road to Crash Bowl 19 begins today.
Tell me exactly what am I supposed to do now that I have allowed you to beat me? Do you think that we could play another game? Maybe I could win this time. I kinda like the misery you put me through. Darling, you can't trust me completely. If you even try to look the other way, I think that I could kill this time. Rock, rock. Rock, rock. It doesn't really seem I'm getting through to you, though I see you weeping so sweetly. I think that you might have to take another taste, a little bit of hell this time. Rock, rock. Lie to me. Rock, rock. Lie to me. Is she not right? Is she insane? Will she now run for her life and love that ends this day? Is she not right?
All right, CDL fans, welcome to the first regular season edition of CDL Live that will involve the pro teams. It's opening day in the Car Demolition League. in the pros. Of course, the D-League squads, they already got their game day started. As a matter of fact, their third game day is coming to a close, and to start this CDL special off, I'm going to do 10 games today. We got a good one to start things off. It'll be a D-League game, kind of just an appetizer of the 9 other pro games that we will have going on here today. So that being said, get a look at the teams that are both on the field right now. Both of them from the Central Division. It's a Central Division showdown, as a matter of fact. And needless to say, neither of these teams has lost yet this season. We've got the Winnipeg Predators. They got a win and a tie to their credit. 5 points on the season so far. They are on the road to take on the Cincinnati Tigers. Cincinnati coming in here with a 2-0 record, coming off a huge win over the Syracuse Scorpions in the last game day of the D-League. And they're both set to go head-to-head here today. But first, let's get a look at the lineups here. Starting with the visiting side, the Winnipeg Predators, farm team of both the New Orleans Gladiators and Green Bay Dragons. Coming out first for Winnipeg will be number 10, Yellow FXX. Followed by number 21, Desert Jeep. At the captain spot, number 99, Silver and Black Attack 2. And at 5-point gainer, number 79, Blue Vet. That would be the lineup of the Winnipeg Predators. To the home side of the field, we have the Cincinnati Tigers, the farm team of both the Dayton Rebels and the Idaho Cowboys. Coming out first for them, the rookie here, that is number 10, Piccolo, followed by number 82, Gold Gunner. At the captain spot, coming off his impressive performance against Syracuse, that's number 25, ME25. And at 5-point gainer, number 38, number 38, 308 comes out for the Cincinnati Tigers. That being said now, both teams back behind their own pit line. We are ready for some action. This is the appetizer. Coming up after this, the official pro season opener. The Blades get to raise their banner home against the Buffalo Warriors. That game's coming up next. But I can tell you what, man, that could be a Crash Bowl preview. You never know. But nonetheless, Winnipeg, Cincinnati, Yellow FXX out there for Winnipeg, Piccolo out there for Cincinnati. It's time for this game to begin. It's a D-League matchup. The last D-League matchup happening today. You can get any of the other D-League games upon request right through us here. Just send us a message on Facebook. We'll get it to you. And this one starts off tied at 5. As both Piccolo and Yellow FXX are down. And now, another 2 cars that are similar going at it. Desert Jeep out there for Winnipeg. Gold Gunner out there for Cincinnati. Central Division showdown continuing. Desert Jeep has the flip there. 10-5. Winnipeg in the lead. ME25 now coming out for the Tigers. Looking to keep them in this game, and he does. Right away. Tying the game up at 10 apiece. So now Silver and Black Attack 2 out there for Winnipeg. Both the captains out there now, game tied at 10. And ME25 making it quick there. 2 collisions, 2 flips. And now looking to go 3-0 and put this game away. He has to take on Blue Vet. Blue Vet from the Winnipeg side trying to force overtime here. And he almost goes down, recovers, stays up. As these 2 teams battle. Another good collision there. Half of the D-League games from today have gone into overtime. Could we see the 6th one of the day going overtime? Yeah, going ahead with plus those games. Quite a few good ones in that time. Game over. ME25 with the game-winning flip there. And that will end this one. Blue Vet is down 15-10, the final score. And the Cincinnati Tigers have the win over the Winnipeg Predators. ME25 going 3-0 in this one. An impressive performance by him. And that being said, hey, welcome to the new season. If you're just first watching, but the pro teams are coming out next to get their season started. These guys they've had 2 game days already. This was the 3rd game day. So now for the pros to get their first game day in. Coming up next, the official CDL season opener. CDL World Champions, the winners of Crash Bowl 18, the Los Angeles Blades, Alex Johnson squad, home against the Buffalo Warriors. You know the Crash Bowl trophy's in the house, so you'll get to get a good view of it. But nonetheless, I mean, it's just a reminder of what's going to be at the end of the year, you know. So, but nonetheless, Buffalo Warriors, Los Angeles Blades, CDL season opener coming up next on CDL Live. Get ready, it's smashing time, baby. Stay tuned. Well, folks, back on CDL Live. It is banner raising time, and really not so much banner raising, but Alex Johnson already has the banner. He has it in his possession already, so he's got it raised up in his home. But we're going to give you a look at what the banner looks like, and of course, pay homage to that team. It's the same squad out there that won Crash Bowl 18 just last year in 2014, and got to give them all the respect there from left to right on the field. Pink Indy Jr., then the CDL MVP, Far Future, Greelina then there, and then on the all the way on the right end, Cove Light finally won his first Crash Bowl title. They are the 2014 CDL World Champions, the Los Angeles Blades. And with them, they got their trophy. And that being said, let's go on ahead, get a look at that banner, what it looks like, and I'll try and make this look kind of neat, kind of cool, some computer effects a little bit. So forgive me if it turns out too crappy, but it's kind of an unofficial banner raising. Let's get a look at that banner.
I love LA. I love the truth. 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 I'm up early, open my eyes, rise the sunshine. Step outside, it's 85, but it's still winter time. The Sunday motorcycles out, let's go ride. We can beat
So now the game just about ready to begin. You got a good look at that banner, and even if I was able to work it right, you got a good look of, you know, what happened last year in the Crash Bowl. You got to get a little playback of seeing that moment. Al's reaction after finding out both of his teams were making it to the Crash Bowl, but nonetheless, we got a game to take place today, so the journey begins here on this day, this 23rd day of February 2015. The quest for Crash Bowl 19 will begin right here in LA to start the season. So just to make that clear, that's what starts here today. The quest shall begin. The quest to get the Crash Bowl 19. So nonetheless, that's the logo that's on the field, and the Blades, for them, they will start the task of trying to be the first team to win 2 Crash Bowls back-to-back. But not only that, if they were just to get back to the Crash Bowl, they would be only the 3rd team in CDL history to do such a task. The first team to do it, and the only team to make it to 4 in a row was the Gowanda Outlaws from 99 to 02. Then the Philadelphia Demons did it 3 in a row from 2008 to 2010. Well, the Blades almost there. 2013, 2014, can 2015 also be their year? a lot of teams gonna fight to make sure that it is not the case. But that first team that will be fighting today will be the Buffalo Warriors, and they are trying to win their first Crash Bowl ever since 1997, Crash Bowl 1. As a matter of fact, they haven't been to the Crash Bowl since 1998, and they lost that game, Crash Bowl 2, against the Phoenix Firebirds. But nonetheless, we're going to pull these teams on the field here and get a look at the lineups for today's game. All right, so you got to look at those lineups. This game is set to begin. The first matchup of the season. The Buffalo Warriors on the road to do battle with the Los Angeles Blades. And, of course, before we actually do get the game started, just a quick shout-out to Tim Geiser, hoping for a quick recovery after suffering from third-degree burns, getting better with each day. And we hope for the best for him, and that's why this here Demons ribbon is on the field. Of course, he's the owner of the Philadelphia Demons and Hartford Homies. But nonetheless, our prayers and thoughts are with them here as we kick off the 2015 season. That being said, both teams time to back up across the pit line, as you've seen their lineups. And it's time to get this season started. So Pioneer out there for the Buffalo Warriors to start things off for them. And Pink Indy Jr. out there for the Blades to meet them. And the season is on. And close to an interference, but there is none. Pioneer down 5-0 Blades. So the first flip of the season comes on, the first collision of the season. Blades lead. Out comes Green Blaze. He's a new addition to the Buffalo Warriors lineup after they made a trade with Pittsburgh. So see how this works out for them. They got rid of Tyrell, sent Tyrell to Pittsburgh, and already you see the defensive skills of Green Blaze coming into play. He's not down, neither is Pink Indy Jr. as this game continues. And Green Blaze still up as he battles it out here. Still up yet again. And interference call there that actually saves Green Blaze. They'll go back to their own sides. 5-0 LA in the lead. And this time both cars are down. Pink Indy Jr. down, as is Green Blaze. And the score 10-5. Los Angeles Blades in the lead over the Buffalo Warriors. Now what is out there to do battle with Greelina? Should be a good battle. Two good defensive cars that know how to play this game very well. Going head-to-head here. What and Greelina. And already, good defense being shown. Both cars looking stable here in this one. The score 10-5 and an interference there. Both cars up anyway. So back to their own sides they go. And what staying up that time? Good roll and a good fishtail spin as both cars went in spin cycle. What's really good at doing it? Staying stable, going spin cycle, keep the wheels on the ground. And both cars performing very well. And another interference call. Again, both cars were still up anyway. So still a 10-5 score in favor of the Blades. Greelina going for the win. What will be going trying to tie this game up at 10. But a tie will at least keep Buffalo alive in this thing. And another interference call again. It's another interference call, but neither car was down. This battle continues and the game is over. Greelina getting the game-winning flip there. 15-5 the final. And the defending world champs have a win on opening day. 15-5, they get the victory over the Buffalo Warriors. And that being said, I've got more games to do, and you can request them. Here are the games of opening day that, upon request, you can get. Carolina Wildcats on the road take on the New Orleans Gladiators. Milwaukee Mob taking on the St. Louis Twisters. Detroit Devils against the Minnesota Maniacs. Jacksonville Bengals and Houston Oilers going head-to-head. New York Empire, Seattle Lumberjacks. They'll be facing off Miami and San Antonio, Atlanta, Roswell, Dayton, Indy, New Jersey and Nevada going at it. Cleveland and Idaho. Rwanda and Portland. Bradford and Denver. That will also be another game that you could request to view. And then, of course, coming up next on this edition of CDL Live, the next game coming up here. Of course, I'm going to do those games I just mentioned first, but again, they will be available upon request. So you want to see them, just let us know on Facebook at Car Demolition League. Like us and request the games. We'll get everyone out there for you that you want to see. But the next game coming up on tap for you here, Tim Geyser's Hartford Homies will hit the field to take on the San Diego Lightning. Needless to say, I got some work to do because there's a bunch of other games that got to take place. But Hartford, San Diego should be a fun game to watch, and it's next on CDL Live. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap for you here, it's another situation of Northeast Division meets Pacific Division. And I'll tell you some things right now. The Western Conference really has had the upper hand in this game day. So if you're thinking about requesting games, and maybe that's something to keep in mind. But hey, who knows? Maybe one of those Eastern Conference teams might surprise you. But nonetheless, if you're thinking about requesting games, just let us know. Either, I guess, here on YouTube, but more likely I'm going to actually see it if you go to Facebook at Car Demolition League. Make sure to like us. And coming up next is a game that I think you'll like. It should be a good one. The Hartford Homies on the road to take on the San Diego Lightning. Two good teams going at it. Both of them made it to Game 7 in the first round of the playoffs. Different storylines from there. Hartford would lose their Game 7 to Bradford, while San Diego won theirs against Phoenix. Only to go on to the second round and be swept by Los Angeles. But still, Alex isn't here to mention it, so I guess I'll kind of do it for him, I guess. But that's what's going on. Gotta give the shout out. His team is on the field. He unfortunately can't be here, recovering in the hospital from third-degree burns. Get well soon, brother. We miss you, Tim. Tim Geyser, owner of these Hartford Homies, and of course the Philadelphia Demons, who will be playing in our main event today on the road against the San Jose Storm. Another Northeast versus Pacific division. Must be a good division. No wonder how many games I got on the CDL Live Edition. There's actually 3 of those kinds of matchups here on this whole game day that I'm doing for you here today. But nonetheless, should be a fun matchup to watch. That being said, let's go on ahead and get a look at the lineups. Hartford Homies and the San Diego Lightning. All right, here we go. 46 Junior will start things off for the Hartford Homies, and 7 Series is out there for San Diego. Game on. Two heavyweight offensive cars. And we saw 46 Junior showing some defense as he does again. He's the more unstable car of the two. 7 Series doing a good job staying stable, but not there. Off screen, no interference, he is down. So the score, 5-0 Hartford. 46 Junior getting the flip, and now Dirty Snow standing in his way. As these two will do battle. Dirty Snow more offensive, but still pretty heavy in weight. Gets the game time flip. 5-5 the score. Hammer now out there for Hartford. Should be a good battle. Hammer just a good car at going in spin cycle there, and every once in a while he can get under you. And he gets under twice in a row, and on the second time, Dirty Snow is down. Hartford has the 10-5 lead. Looking for the win here is Hammer. Out there in his way is 24 Hours. A good defensive, offensive, all around. A good car here on that San Diego squad. Looking to keep his Lightning here in this game. A tie would at least keep him alive, and he stays alive right there for himself, I guess. For his team and himself. So they both keep going at it. And this time, Hammer is down. 24 Hours getting the flip. And we are tied at 10. And here comes Indy 5, another one of these cars that's good at offense and defense. Good matchup here in Indy 5 right away. The veteran getting the job done on 24 hours. 15-10 the score. Hartford in the lead. Indy 5 looking to put it away. 16 Angels recently pulled up from the Little Rock Razors to the San Diego squad. They'll be out there trying to force overtime. Not gonna happen. And the Hartford homies have the win here on opening day against the San Diego Lightning. 15-10 the final. An impressive game, an entertaining one. And the East getting some life here in this game day, I suppose. That's how you could say it. But nonetheless, good win for the Hartford homies over the San Diego Lightning. In case you might be wondering, I didn't even mention it from the last game, I don't believe. From the last game, the season opener, Los Angeles, their next game, home against the San Francisco Shinobis. Big Pacific Division rivalry there. Excuse me. And the Buffalo Warriors, their next game, it's one of the biggest rivalries in the league, just like that San Fran LA one. But Buffalo and Philly been up on that scale of the ladder a little bit longer. So Demons and Warriors on that February 25th game day as well. And for these teams, the Hartford homies in the next game day, they will be home against Brandon's San Jose Storm, who the Demons play today, oddly enough. So 10 guys are taking on Brandon's Storm first two game days, amazingly. But that's who Hartford has. It's a home game for them. And for the San Diego Lightning, they will be home against their Pacific Division rivals, the Seattle Lumberjacks. So that's next time on CDL Live for these two teams. But coming up next here on this game day, we got quite a few games left. We're doing 10 games for you. Usually I only do 5, or I'm only going to do 5 this year. But because it's opening day, it's so special like that. We got a full 10 games, and we are only 3 games in, 7 more to go. Washington Patriots on the road to take on the Dallas Lone Stars. Next on CDL Live. Should be a fun one to watch. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back, and it's time for our next game here. The Washington Patriots on the road to do battle with the Dallas Lone Stars. Should be an entertaining matchup. Dallas got better last year, not enough to make the playoffs. Not much changed on their roster, though, so we'll see what they are capable of doing here in this game. Opening day for them, as it is for the Washington Patriots. Nothing changed really on their squad at all. So both these teams pretty much with the same members that they had last year, the same cars on the squad. So we'll see what happens. Should be an entertaining one to watch. They both did relatively well last year. Relatively. Washington was a playoff team. Of course, met elimination in the first round at the hands of the Philadelphia Demons. With that being said, we're ready for this first game of the season for both sides. So let's get a look at the lineup. The Washington Patriots and the Dallas Lone Stars. All right, here we go. Blue 512 will start things off, and he'll be taking on Red Tail. Blue 512 from the Washington squad, of course. Red Tail from the Dallas squad. Lone Stars and Patriots game on. And after 3 collisions there, 3 good collisions I may add, we got a 5-0 lead for the Dallas Lone Stars. Coming out now is Landlord for the Washington Patriots. It's a more offensive car, and both cars are going to be down. Red Tail down, as is Landlord, and the score now, 10-5. Lone Stars in the lead, looking for the win now. And out there to get it for them is McLaren for the Washington Patriots, trying to keep the Patriots in this game, at the very least, looking to really just tie it up here, if he can. It's Cockroach. Cockroach good defensively, and interference there right off the bat. He stays up and stays up yet again, but again, another interference. Both cars yet again going at it, and that time, another interference. So, interferences galore, and you face that situation when you put Cockroach on the field. He's good at that safety net. If find a way to touch another car up. And look at that, right there. McLaren is down on that collision. Now one is clean, and Cockroaches tied this game up at 10 for Washington. And now Gray Indy out there for the Dallas Lone Stars. The two captains here going at it. And look at that, Cockroach staying up after that collision. And it's a clean one, too. They'll switch sides and go at it again. And both Cockroach and Gray Indy are down, and that means we are going into overtime. Two smash mouth cars coming out for the OT. 15-15 the score. We are tied. Black Phantom out there for the Washington Patriots. Purple 300ZX out there for the Dallas Lone Stars. And the cat crosses the field, and every Dallas fan gets a little nervous because of what happened last year in a game that they had against San Diego. An interference off the cat. They would have won the game, but because of the interference, San Diego was able to come back and get the win. Anyways, it's a long story, but needless to say, it was the only time you could see a cat get hit by a car and live. But here we go. Black Phantom out there against Purple 300ZX, and it's overtime. Both these cars looking for the win here for their teams. And it's going to be Black Phantom getting the game-winning flip there in OT, 20-15 the final. The Washington Patriots have the win over the Dallas Lone Stars. What a game, to say the least. A good fight put up by Dallas. They walk away from this game with a point, and they'll be looking forward to their next one for sure. It's against in-state division rivals, the San Antonio Kings. They'll have the home side of the field again for that. For the Washington Patriots, they will also be home against the team that they split their D-League team with, the New Mexico Monsters. So, in that game, that should be interesting because they'll be taking on the first overall pick of the draft there. But nonetheless, we will see New Mexico in their first overall pick, X-Wing, out here later when they get set to take on the Puerto Rico Players. That'll be coming up in a little while. But coming up next, the Boston Vandals on the road to take on the San Francisco Shinobis. And when you just think of that possible Vendetta versus Black Bullet 1 matchup, oh yes, this could be a very long, entertaining game. Vandals and Shinobis next on CDL Live. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap, definitely one of the games that I've actually been looking forward to myself. The Boston Vandals. And I guess Miku's been looking forward to it too. She takes a front row seat here, our league mascot. Big yawns, huh, Miku? Are you bored already? But the Boston Vandals on the road to take on the San Francisco Shinobis. And for what should be an entertaining game. Sorry, the cat just cracks me up sometimes. But nonetheless, should be an entertaining game. We get to see Vendetta possibly go up against Black Bullet 1. And you got to keep in mind how well Vendetta did with the All-Star tournament and whatnot. And, of course, Black Bullet 1 coming off of, he was Rookie of the Year in 2014. Then he goes into the World Cup of 2014 with Cambodia and goes in there and wins the World Cup with Cambodia after being picked by them. So, good choice by the number 4 ranked Cambodia. It was their first pick, the 4th overall of the worldwide World Cup draft. So, very impressive in that tournament. So this one should be fun to watch. And then we get to see Nitro, who had 3 flips off of 3 collisions in a preseason game. So definitely a card to look at there. How good could that offense be against strong defensive cars that are in San Francisco's lineups, like Spectite Jr. and Black Bullet 1 and even Mach 5-2 at the back. And, of course, look at the way these teams match up. Mach 5-3 and Mach 5-2. This is going to be a good game. I strongly believe so. But enough of that being said, it is time to get a look at the lineups. Boston Vandals, San Francisco Shinobis. Alright folks, here we go. Blue Dragon 2 will start things off for the Boston Vandals. They made a trade with the Houston Oilers during the draft and whatnot to get him. Gave up Racer X actually to acquire him. See how that move worked. F3 makes his way to the San Francisco Shinobis after a little trade that Lila Geyser did between their two teams. Sent Black 3 from the Shinobis to Detroit, and thus Detroit sent F3 to San Francisco. So both of these teams hoping this little trades that they made pays off, and well, it doesn't look like it paid off for San Francisco there. After two collisions, Blue Dragon 2 has the flip for Boston. 5-0 Vandals in the lead. Out comes Spectite Jr. to battle with Blue Dragon 2. These two squads go at it. These two cars, and good defense shown by Blue Dragon 2. And another good collision there. Both cars still up, switching back to their own sides. And yet again, switching sides. But this time, Spectite Jr. with the flip there. And we are tied at 5 here in this game. And this is where we see how good is Nitro's offense, truly. Get the try here against another pro team and against great defense like Spectite Jr.'s. Both these cars go at it. And that time, Nitro is down. So that 3-0 game to where he just 3 collisions, 3 flips, not so easy against the San Francisco Shinobis. And now it's in a situation where Spectite Jr. is out there to get the win, but standing in his way is Vendetta. Score 10-5, San Francisco. Looking for the win here are the Shinobis. Vendetta looking to tie this game up. Almost goes down, but staying back up. In the process, those front wheels so loose. All the damage that he took last year. Vendetta just such a battler. He just battles it out. Staying alive in this. He has to be careful about getting disqualified. Boston has to look at that and realize when it's time to take a timeout. And that front end coming loose for Spectite Jr. and a timeout called by the Shinobis. That actually was repaired before the game even got started. But already coming loose. And Vendetta's just so good at making cars have to go to the medic for new tape. No doubt about it. And wow, that front end really coming up on him. So we'll get a closer look at Spectite Jr. here and try to figure out what's going on with this guy. So get that crossbar tape out of there, and it's kind of leveled back out now. So the first timeout of the Shinobis is in occurrence right now. First time out of the game. So they look to put more tape on him. And what a game so far that we have had. The score 10-5 in favor of the Shinobis. Boston, of course, took that early 5-0 lead. But the Shinobis storming back. Spectite Jr. definitely getting the job done. He's 2-0, going for 3-0 in the win. And just know how talented of a car this car is. Just really great defensively. And Spectite Jr. just about done with repairs, and he's ready to go again. So he goes back out there to take on Vendetta. Here we go. Matchup back on. These two go at it. And a little observation there by Boston. They're not going to take that timeout yet. And you got to make the calls for them, folks. And that time, Vendetta has the flip. 10-10 the score. And now a timeout being called by Boston as they will take a look at the front end of Vendetta as he gets set to take on Black Bullet 1. And this is the matchup that I was saying just might happen. You got two good teams out there, and don't be fooled by Boston. Sure, they didn't make the playoffs last year, but they came awful close. And Vendetta really started turning that team around mid-season. Black Bullet 1, of course, did help the Shinobis make it to the playoffs. They were eliminated, though, in the first round by division rivals, the San Jose Storm, 4-2. It was a good series, though. Gotta say that much. It was a talented show, great games to watch. But of course, the Shinobis definitely, after last year's performance, they know how good Black Bullet 1 is. So definitely maybe a Crash Bowl on their agenda. They're easier said than done, that is for sure. So we are ready to get this game started again. Boston has used a timeout. San Francisco has used a timeout. Game back on. And it's Vendetta out there against Black Bullet 1. And Vendetta, you got to watch out for those rear wheels as well. So they take a quick look, but let the action continue. And Vendetta and Black Bullet 1 both going at it. This is the type of defensive matchup that could last a while. 10-10 the score. A little clip shot. And another little clip shot. Vendetta survives them both. Black Bullet 1 trying to get that flip. Neither car are really known for their offense, but their defensive skills are spectacular, as you are seeing now. So they're on opposite sides of the field here looking for that game-winning flip, and that's the thing. One of them gets flipped, the game ain't over. It's like only the beginning, and it's going to be a long battle, it would look like. Almost an interference there. Both teams staying on opposite sides of the field, and you got to wonder, Black Bullet 1 might be trying to get to the home side again, but Vendetta holding that home side from him. And that time, Vendetta got the flip. 15-10, Boston in the lead. Black Bullet 1 goes down. And now Mach 5-2 out there trying to force overtime. Not going to happen. Mach 5-2 down. The Boston Vandals have the win on opening day over the San Francisco Shinobis. Tough, hard-fought game, and really you can't blame Black Bullet 1 there. You just have two good cars going at it, and in the end, somebody's got to prevail, and it ended up being Vendetta today. You replay that matchup, you replay that matchup 99 more times, and the final score between the two might be 50 flips to 50 flips. So, really just a great game there. 15-10, the Boston Vandals have the win over the San Francisco Shinobis. And just an entertaining matchup the whole way around for both of those squads. It just really, this is the kind of thing that the CDL is all about. You get these kind of matchups that you look forward to, and you get these long games that seem to take forever. You get the strategical timeouts, and you get these matchups. And when it pays off like that, 15-10 isn't an overtime game. No, it's not by any means. But it is entertaining when a battle goes on like that. Black Bullet 1, got to give him credit for the fight that he put up out there today. Just came up a little bit short against another tough car. For their next game day, though, on the 25th of February, if you're wondering if you're a fan of either of these teams, the Shinobis in their next game day, I think I've already mentioned, they will be on the road to take on Pacific Division rivals, the Los Angeles Blades, defending world champs, no less. So, tough game ahead for San Francisco and for Boston. The Boston Vandals, their next game, I haven't mentioned it, they are home against their Northeast Division rivals, the Golanda Outlaws. That's for the next game day, though. Coming up next, here on this game day, another game that should be entertaining, the Green Bay Dragons on the road to take on the Chicago Wind Attack. It's coming up on CDL Live. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap proves to be an entertaining one. We got a team that just barely missed the playoffs last year, the Green Bay Dragons, on the road to take on a team that did make the playoffs last year. They actually ended up making it to the second round. losing to the San Jose Storm in a best-of-5 series, 3-2, the Chicago Wind Attack. Jim Hull Sr.'s team there, ready to take on the Green Bay Dragons. Should be an entertaining battle cross-conference matchup. Let's go on ahead and get a look at the lineups. All right, both teams ready to go. The one will be starting things off for Green Bay, and for Chicago will be Highlight. Now, you got to take a look at it in the back of Green Bay's lineup. There was a two-timer. He's a rookie that they drafted. They expect a lot out of him at that 5-point gainer position. Stay more upright and give Green Bay more chances to win. But nonetheless, you got to focus on the line, too. And the one goes down after 2 collisions with the defensive style of Highlight. 5-0 Chicago. Out comes the heavily offensive car, Shell. And Shell's so low to the ground, he's able to get the tie flip there on Highlight. So score 10-5. Chicago Wind Attack in the lead over the Green Bay Dragons. Inferno, it's a heavy card looking to end this game here. Toy Soldier, heavily defensive. It's a defensive card, and he gets the job done there. This game is tied at 10. Inferno is down off the first collision with Toy Soldier, and out comes another defensive card. And this one from the Chicago lineup, that is R. Both the team captains out there, set to go head-to-head. R and Toy Soldier. Score tied at 10. We've got a good game on our hands here between the Green Bay Dragons and Chicago Wind Attack. Both these cars continue to go at it here. And look at that. Toy Soldier somehow staying up that time. And yet again, good collisions on both sides. And are the more stable of the two for now. And almost an interference. There wasn't, but both cars staying up anyway. They'll continue their match. Continue going at it. And this time, Toy Soldier is down. So the score, 15-10, Chicago in the lead here. Two-timer now coming out there looking to give Green Bay a chance here, trying to force overtime. And he gets flopped around, but it's still staying up. Staying up yet again. A tough opponent to face in your first time out. Taking on R, who has been some all-star games in his career. So R and two-timer going at it here. R looking for the win. Two-timer, of course, looking for the time to force overtime, where Chameleon would be waiting, but it's not going to happen that way. R does clinch the win. 15-10 the final, and the Chicago Wind Attack are a 1-0 team headed into the second game day. Good win for the Wind Attack. A tough game. Green Bay putting up a good fight, but in the end, just not enough. The Wind Attack prevail over the Green Bay Dragons. So, if you're wondering what's coming up in that next game day for both teams, the Green Bay Dragons on the road in a big divisional game against the Pittsburgh Destroyers. And as for the Chicago Wind Attack, they'll be home against division rivals, the Indianapolis Reapers. So most of the games in the next game day are divisional matchups, except for 3 of them, as matters of fact. Nashville, Bradford, San Jose, Hartford, and New Mexico, Washington. But nonetheless, mostly, 18 out of the 21 games, all divisional for the next game day. So definitely going to be a barn burner, if you will. So looking forward to that one without any doubt at all. Coming up next, though, on this game day, another game to look forward to. Brandon sends his first pro team of the day onto the field to start their season. His Tampa Bay Gators on the road to take on Matt Geiser's Phoenix Firebirds. So that being said, it's coming up next. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back. Our next game is about to be underway here on CDL Live. Another cross-conference battle like they all are today. Should be a great game. Brandon's Tampa Bay Gators on the road to take on Matt Geiser's Phoenix Firebirds. Brandon puts the defense towards the back of his lineup, and Matt Geiser responds with his squad by doing basically the same exact thing, so this should be a fun one to watch. Also, got to look at a new addition to the lineup on that Tampa Bay squad in Godzilla. Got to wonder how he'll do in his season opener. We're about to find out. Of course, the veteran Green Arrow is back on the Phoenix squad for this season, but a new addition from a trade that happened not too long ago, Octanium joining the Firebird squad. So more defense to back up the offense of Mika and Green Arrow's abilities as well. So that being said, we should be in for a great game. Got Mika and Ratified ready to lead us off, but first, let's just get you the whole set of all the lineups for today's game. The Tampa Bay Gators set to take on Phoenix Firebirds. Here are your lineups. All right, here we go. Ratified coming out there first to take on Mika here. And game about to be started, and the season started for these two squads, Tampa Bay Gators and the Phoenix Firebirds. Both teams eliminated out of the first round in the 2014 playoffs. Switching sides here. Switching sides yet again. And this time Ratified gives the flip. Mika is down 5-0 Gators in the lead. As now Green Arrow has arrived and a clip-in shot there. No interference. They'll switch sides. Both cards still up. So Ratified and Green Arrow go at it. Green Arrow, a legend. And he proves why there. And of course, doesn't have that same spark they used to have back in the late 90s and early 2000s. But he's tied this game up at 5 apiece. And now he takes on the rookie, Godzilla. Godzilla up against Green Arrow. He's won Crash Bowls in the past, and he has a flip on Godzilla there. 10-5 the score in favor of Phoenix. And now 47 Ronin out there for the Gators, trying to retie this game up, and he does right away. Green Arrow is down. Now, as you could say, new legends come to take down old ones, I suppose, and that's kind of just what happened there, possibly. Possible future legend, 47 Ronin, definitely nothing to shake a stick at. But now we get that defensive battle. 47 Ronin out there against Octanium now. Octanium, not long ago, was an Atlanta Avenger. Not anymore. He's a Phoenix Firebird now due to Matt Geiser's trade. You gotta wonder how it will work out here for both of his teams. Not going to give you the answer until the very end because, you know, don't want to do spoiler alerts in the middle of the game. But Atlanta did play early, you know, without Octanium. And there's the fact they went up against the Roswell aliens, so might be something to check out for them. But nonetheless, an interference on that collision, and we still have a 10-10 game. And just think, more defense waiting at the 5-point gainer position out of Battle and out of Bully Goat. So these two cars still going at it, still no flip. The battle continues, and this time they both go tumbling, but they both come right back up. And this battle between 47 Ronin and Octanium continues, but Octanium is down there. 47 Ronin hanging on and getting the flip. And the Tampa Bay Gators take the 15-10 lead. Bully Goat now out there trying to force overtime. 47 Ronin trying to get the win. And interference there. Both cars still up anyway. So they reline up, go at it again. And this time 47 Ronin down. Bully Goat ties the game up at 15, and we are going into overtime here on opening day in this game. Wow. Just such a game so far. I mean, we've seen some great matchups. And this game has gone a while, and it might go a little bit longer. Battle out there for the Tampa Bay Gators. He seems to be the car that has a brain. Just seems to put himself in good situations to get flips. And Bully Goat is out there to take him on and see if he can outsmart Battle here. But game on. Well, it's almost over. It's 15-15 in overtime. But these two cars going at it. Battle and Bully Goat. They'll switch sides here. This is part of the plan for Battle. He always finds himself in the right positions, it seems. Is this the right position for him on the home side of the field? Able to get there after a collision. And now not giving it up. Knocking Bully Goat back. As they continue to go head-to-head in this battle here in overtime. Score tied at 15 between the Firebirds and the Gators here. And Bully Goat surviving that one. And maybe this is part of the plan for Battle. Keep that home side of the field. Now, what you can't afford is the interference because he'll be right back on the visitor's side. But this matchup continues here. Two good cars, both of them good defensively going at it. As you can see, we have got a game on our hands. Full out CDL game. When we talk about the talent in this league and said defense is better in the pros, we ain't kidding. Neither of these cars giving in, neither of them wanting to go down. This matchup continues. Bully Goat in battle, having it out here. Both of them still up. And this time, Bully Goat is down. So that ends the game in overtime. The Tampa Bay Gators getting away with the win. And what a way to do it in OT. Somehow find a way to get the W there. An impressive game by both sides. But in the end, Tampa Bay gets it by a nose, so to speak. 20-15 the final in overtime. They have defeated the Phoenix Firebirds. So, that being said, we look forward to the next game day for these two teams, the Tampa Bay Gators. See what they'll be doing next game day on the 25th of February here. They will be on the road to take on Southeast Division rivals, the Puerto Rico Players. And boy, don't Alex Johnson and Brandon have something to look forward to now with that one. And the Phoenix Firebirds, for them, they'll be taking on their Southern Division rivals. They'll be home against the Roswell Aliens. So expect an entertaining matchup there as well. Could it be as good as we had today? I don't know, because that was one heck of a matchup. But there's still more on CDL Live here. 3 more games, as a matter of fact, and the next one coming up should be another great matchup. The Pittsburgh Destroyers with Tyrell on their squad now. They got some offense added to that roster. They are on the road to take on the Nashville Nighthawks. That's next on CDL Live. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back. Our next game about to be underway. Should be a great matchup. The Nashville Nighthawks home to take on the Pittsburgh Destroyers. Like I said, should be a great game here. Both these teams, very strong teams, and both of them coming off of playoff seasons. A little trade made by the Pittsburgh Destroyers. Owner Gregory Fox making a trade between his teams, Buffalo and Pittsburgh, and Tyrell coming over from the Buffalo Warriors to join that Pittsburgh squad. Got wonder if they'll make an impact. Of course, Pittsburgh did finish first place in the Eastern Conference last year. Just came up short of making it to the Crash Bowl, though. Lost to the Puerto Rico Players in the Eastern Conference Finals. So they look to get a good start to their season here. The Nashville Nighthawks faced an elimination in the first round at the hands of their division rivals, the Chicago Wind Attack. They look to get their season off to a great start as well. Here on this February 23rd game day, opening day in the Car Demolition League's regular season. So that being said, let's get a look at the lineup. Pittsburgh Destroyers and Nashville Nighthawks. All right, here we go. Yellow Custom 2 starting things off for the Pittsburgh Destroyers. And Orange Chevelle coming out there for Nashville. Offense versus defense. And both these teams with a different mindset as far as lining up. And it's going to pay off for Pittsburgh there. Yellow Custom 2 getting the flip right away on a car that's usually a lot more defensive than that. Good defensive car going down quickly there. Orange Chevelle falling right away. 5-0 Pittsburgh. Extinguished now out there. He goes down. The two of the arguably best defensive cars in the league folding right there. And now it comes down to Nashville's offensive star here. No Fear. Trying to keep the Nighthawks in this game out there against Yellow Custom 2. And he does. So, the Nighthawks still with a chance, but here comes the defense from Pittsburgh. What Jr. now out there to take on No Fear. Score 10-5. Destroyers in the lead, looking for the win. And look at that. What Jr. staying up and battling it out. Now he's got the home side of the field. Back to the roadside. Finding ways to stay up. And this time, No Fear has the flip. So no one's defense really doing much. No Fear getting the game time flip there. We are now all knotted up at 10. Tyrell, though, now out here. to meet up with No Fear. Two highly offensive cars, and the trade didn't really help Buffalo too much. Los Angeles rolled over them, but of course, Los Angeles is the defending world champions. Nashville is not. And No Fear has the flip on Tyrell, and the Destroyers are down in this game, 15-10. And look at this, No Fear, one flip away from a perfect game, and the only car in his way now is Paradox. Paradox still up after the first collision, but going right over the top, finding ways to stay up. That front end so low on No Fear. And this time, No Fear has the game winner. Everybody's defense folded there, but No Fear, what about his offense? Seems like we rarely talk about offense anymore in the CDL. Well, you can talk about it today. No Fear going 4-0 and taking down the whole Pittsburgh roster. How good is that car? Well, just think about it that way, that Pittsburgh was the #1 seed last year. You could say that he didn't compete with Green Blaze, but nonetheless, an impressive day. He took down one of the best offensive cars in the league, not to mention with Tyrell, his credit. But nonetheless, a 4-0 day for No Fear, very impressive. And the Nashville Nighthawks have the win over the Pittsburgh Destroyers on opening day, 15-10, the final. So coming up next, we get to see the team that knocked Pittsburgh out of the playoffs last year and made it to the Crash Bowl. Didn't win it, of course, but the Puerto Rico Players, defending Eastern Conference champions, they're going to be on the road to take on the New Mexico Monsters. That game, and they got the first draft pick, first overall pick, New Mexico did. So that game coming up next on CDL Live, and it should be a good one. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back to CDL Live, all newcomers and fans of old. Alex Johnson's Puerto Rico Players on the field, the defending Eastern Conference champions, on the road here today to take on a team that looks to make a name for themselves in the Western Conference, the New Mexico Monsters. Actually, with the roster that they got now, the question has been, how deep can they get in the playoffs? First overall pick on their squad, X-Wing. He'll be leading the way for them today. He's got a challenge on his hands. That whole front line of the Puerto Rico Players, not a joke to mess with, quite frankly. But we'll see how he does. He's the same model as Jet Threat. So you know a little bit about Jet Threat models just by the one previous one that we saw in the league, and but he's a little bit different than that other Jet Threat, like a newer model. Let me see. He's a Jet Threat 3.0, and that Jet Threat that Alex Johnson had on his D-League team in Oklahoma City was a 4.0. So a little bit of a difference there, but nonetheless, we'll see how X-Wing does here in this game. And then, of course, you got the defense there out of Futurama and out of Synchro, and that gets the head off against Green Blaze Jr. and Who. And then even that 5-point gainer, Black Lena against Governor 2. I think I've just given away the whole lineups right there, have I not? But here are those official lineups for those who like pitchers. So here they are. All right, here we go. You know I'm in for a game when I mention all 8 cars in the game. But maybe one that I didn't mention there, Black Star, out there to take on the first overall pick of the draft, X-Wing. Should be a great battle right here, and one that's so good I want to make sure the camera's running. And it is, folks, it is. It's running. I had to go catch it. But the game is on here. And Black Star sends X-Wing flying, but X-Wing's still up. Could be a good tip. Ooh. Would have had his first flip had he not interfered with Who on the side. Right there. So he's got good wheels. He rolls. And he rolled right in the who, and that boy did the flip there. And that time he would have saved himself had he gone down. Another interference on the part of X-Wing. So learn a little bit about his strategy already. Using the interferences. Helped him once, hurt him once. So that time, no interference there. They'll switch sides. X-Wing now on the visitor side of the field to take on Black Star. And that time, Black Star staying up. Still a scoreless game. Back to their own sides they go. And another interference. X-Wing has flipped Black Star twice, and in the process, got an interference called against him twice. So just doesn't seem to be good at throwing on the brakes to actually gain that flip. They might want to put tape on his wheels, but that time, that one is clean. So a clean flip there for the New Mexico Monsters. X-Wing has his first flip in the CDL. And now he takes on Green Blaze Jr. So here we go. See how he does against some defense? Not too well against defense. Green Blaze Jr. taking him down right away. So the rookie goes 1-1. The first overall pick of the draft goes 1-1 in his first game here against Puerto Rico. Plays 5-5 the score, and now Futurama out there to take on Green Blaze Jr. Two good defensive cards, and interference call, but both cards still up. And yet another interference. And I think we know where Jet Threat got it from now. He's learning things from the Masters already, and right there, both cars are down. Green Blaze Jr. out, as is Futurama, and we got a 10-10 game. So now Synchro out there for the New Mexico Monsters to take on who from the Puerto Rico Players. Both of these cars will go at it here. Another two good defensive cars. And we've seen these type of matchups throughout the game day. They are fun to watch. And who is down? Synchro has the flip on who. And it's 15-10 New Mexico in the lead. Just to think of how far this team has come since, what was it, the 2013 season? Or the 2012 season where they finished dead last place. Look at them now. They have a lead against the Eastern Conference champions, and one more flip could win it for them. Well, would win it for them. Of course, Black Lena doesn't look to make it that easy. He's out there trying to force overtime. Not going to happen. The New Mexico Monsters have the win on opening day, and they defeat the Puerto Rico Players to do it. And if I said you better worry about the New Mexico Monsters before this season got started, I was justified. And so was anyone that would have said that they are going to have a good season. They started off with a huge win, 15-10. They defeat the Puerto Rico Players. So big win for the New Mexico Monsters. And in case you were wondering, New Mexico's next game at the Washington Patriots, I think I mentioned that already. Every team that's coming out now, I've mentioned at some point in the game day who they play next. But nonetheless, yes, Puerto Rico will be trying to bounce back because they will be taking on Tampa Bay next. So, going to be interesting stuff there. But nonetheless, coming up next here on this game day is finally time for the main event. Tim Geyser's Philadelphia Demons on the road to take on Brandon's San Jose Storm. Best way to put it, the four-time champ versus the probably maybe the hungriest owner in this league today to get that first title. Entering his second and a half season, I guess you could say. But nonetheless, Storm and Demons next on CDL Live, and this should be a fun one, so stay tuned. Well there, CDL fans, welcome back, and it's time for our main event of opening day here. Miku's going nuts, running around the house. I think she is ready for it, because this should be a great game. Miku's going ape shit, but nonetheless, or cat shit. Anyway, this main event proves to be a great game. Could possibly be the crash bowl at the end of the season. You never know, but it has the workings of a great matchup. The Philadelphia Demons, Tim Geyser's squad, on the road to take on Brandon's San Jose Storm. Like I said, Should be a great game. The Demons, the 2013 world champions, made it to the second round of the playoffs last season, only to come up short against the Puerto Rico Players in the second round. Whereas the San Jose Storm, Western Conference finalists, ended up losing to the LA Blades 2-0. But of course, don't forget, they had 2-0. There was a triple overtime for one of them. So tough team on the San Jose side, tough team on the Philadelphia side. Before we actually get into the lineups, get well soon. Tim Geiser, owner of the Philadelphia Demons, can't be here for this game, but you know we got to record it for him and everything. So like I said, I think I said it earlier in this game, they got moved up from the ICU. He's recovering. Our prayers and thoughts are with him. Get well soon, Tim. We miss you here. With that being said, let's get a look at the lineups. Philadelphia Demons and the San Jose Storm. All right, here we go. Silver and Black Attack Jr. out there to start things off for the Philadelphia Demons. Of course, Demons made the trade, sending Sonic Boom to the Hartford Homies. Tim Geiser making the move himself, sending Sonic Boom to the Hartford Homies, and Silver and Black Attack Jr. now on that Philadelphia squad. Solid Snake making his regular season debut, did good in the World Cup on Nigeria. Got him further than what they've ever been before, but nonetheless, Solid Snake out there to meet with Silver and Black Attack Jr. and obvious high expectations from Brandon for that car. And it didn't show up in the preseason. As a matter of fact, San Jose got shut out by Mexico City in the preseason game. So a lot of expectations that didn't come to fruition back then. But look at that right there. Solid Snake has the flip on Silver and Black Attack Jr. And now you start getting to the meat of Philadelphia's lineup. Pink Indy now out there to face off against Solid Snake. And you know what? Brandon really liked this car coming in, Solid Snake. And he really likes Pink Indy. And let me tell you something right now. You know, it has to be an honor to take on a legend in your first game, really. So here we go. Solid Snake and Pink Indy going at it. Rookie up against the veteran, and they are both down. Pink Indy and Solid Snake. Both going down there. San Jose still in the lead. 10-5 the score. Good day for Solid Snake. Hey, he goes 1-0-1, and he tied Pink Indy. So and that brings us to this matchup. And now this is where Charizard could be at a disadvantage. He doesn't have as many collisions in as Silver Molina does. And if you don't know power piston models, they seem to get better with time as they are damaged more, as they take more of a beating. They're a car that you kind of have to wait on to evolve and develop. But you never know. Sometimes the new and fresh comes in, takes over, but we'll see what happens here. Silver Molina and Charizard. Two power piston models going at it, or Molina models as I've called them before. And they go head-to-head here, and the interference there going to save Charizard, but wait, no, he was up anyway. But nonetheless, it would have saved him if he was down. Would have saved either car, but nonetheless, this battle continues. Charizard looking to get the win here. He could do it with the flip. A tie would keep Philly alive here in this matchup. Charizard and Silver Molina having a hell of a battle right here, right now. Good game so far, and both cars are going to be down. So the score, 15-10. San Jose in the lead. 48 hours out there looking to close this game out. Silver Demon out there looking to force overtime. Both cars good defensively. So they line up and go at it, and ooh, 48 hours surviving there. Staying up yet again. No interference, came very close. Switching sides on the field. Both cars still up. Going to switch back to their own sides. Great matchup here. San Jose with the 15-10 lead. Looking for the win here. Both cars got to get back up. Silver Demon and 48 hours. Both back up, going at it again. And this time, a right away given. And it's going to be 48 hours. Getting the game winning flip. Silver Demon is down. And on opening day, the San Jose Storm have the win. 15-10. They defeat the Philadelphia Demons, and what a matchup. And if you want a true test of how well you can do in this league, definitely the Demons are a measuring stick that you can look at and say, hey, if we at least tie these guys, we know that we're good. Well, the Storm just beat them. So what does that say? So Brandon not jumping too quickly at that 15-0 loss against the D-League team, hanging on, keeping faith, and maybe this was the game that they were looking forward to. So nonetheless, a great win there from the San Jose Storm. 15-10 the final. They defeat the Philadelphia Demons, and quite frankly, I can't remember the last time the Demons started a season 0-1. But nonetheless, they'll be looking to go into the next game day and get a win, especially Philadelphia being home against the Buffalo Warriors in that next game day. I don't think you want to play an angry Demons team, but Buffalo has to face that task, of course. And the San Jose Storm, on the other hand, they will be home against the Hartford Homies. So Tim Geiser going for revenge on this San Jose squad with his Hartford squad. So, of course, that they'll be coming up in the next game day. Don't know exactly all 5 games that are going to happen, but I'm going to guess San Jose, Hartford, Philly, and Buffalo. If I want to look down the list, probably New Mexico, Washington, maybe Roswell, Phoenix, maybe Tampa Bay, Puerto Rico. There's a bunch of options that I have. Maybe Portland, Nevada, I don't know. I'll figure that out in time. San Francisco, Los Angeles definitely could be a candidate. Maybe we should have a fan vote. Perhaps. I don't know. I'll decide it. But it'll only be 5 games next time, so keep in mind if your team, your favorite team, isn't on the game day in the next video, make sure to request it. If they weren't on it today, make sure to request it. Like us on Facebook, and it's at Car Demolition League. And hey, want to own a team? There are teams available. If you want to request a game, what are we here for? All that being said, thank you for watching the Car Demolition League. And until next time, peace.